This is a Swytch bike. I tried doing a skid, but it turns out Billy Bonkers are quite grippy on this, and I can't. Well, that's a very bad skid. It's a Scott Sawtooth. I believe it was like 1995, maybe 93, early to mid 90s. It's a large, so it's a big boy. Naturally, it's still being a 90s mountain bike, and it's got fat tubing. Reasonably light though, reasonably light. Just stumbled upon a race. See if I can sneak through. I wanted to build a commuter that was comfortable, pretty rigid, nice and quick, and I decided to speak to the Swytch guys, and they sent me out a Swytch kit to make it electric. There was actually one of you who mentioned the fact that I ride my bikes like I want them to break, so this wheel is probably going to last about 5 minutes the way I ride bikes. That's a pretty fair comment. It was one of my concerns. As you can see from this clip here, that it's I treat it like all my parts. I ride it like a tool, and it's been spot on. No problem at all. It's still perfectly true. The rear wheel, by the way, which isn't made by Swytch, is currently buckled. One of the biggest questions I had, or comments from the last video, was on the battery. People were saying that it's quite big, it's probably quite heavy. It'd be better if it was smaller. As I mentioned in that video, they now have a smaller battery. So they sent me one.
So this is what they sent me. This isn't the box you would get because I already had the wheel. But inside this box is a very nice manual. Their manuals are well good. A display, which I didn't know existed. Some chargers, the battery, and the mount. I liked the previous mount, but this one is definitely a lot sleeker looking, especially if the battery isn't on it. This one looks a lot nicer. And the cables are the same as the old one, so essentially you can just plug this straight into the old wheel and the sensor and all that good stuff. One of the only kind of things that annoyed me about the old kit was the way that you control it. As much as it was easy to do on the battery, having a display with a trigger right on the handlebars is going to make it a lot easier for people, especially someone who's not confident to let go of the handlebars whilst they're moving. This fixes that issue, so excited to try that out. Moving on to the main event, which is the actual battery itself. This surprised me how light it is. It's also quite small, it's super thin, so you can pack it in things really easily. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't quite expect it to be this small. I suppose the main question is though, how much lighter is it than the old battery? So the old battery weighs a grand total of 2.3 kilograms, which is quite a lot. I'd say it's fine, but it was more than I expected it to be. The new battery, on the other hand, 748, which is a massive difference. I should probably say at this point as well, there is a 5 kilometer difference in these two batteries, but 5 kilometers for that much weight difference, I mean, I think that's pretty cool still. I suppose all that leaves us to do now is to test it, and there's only one man I know that can test this. My dad. So this is the old battery.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah, quite big and hefty, but I must admit I was impressed with it.
This is the new one.
Oh, yeah, a bit. Bloody hell, I know you did say there was going to be a lot slimmer, but that's quite impressive, I must admit.
So essentially, you lift that up, stick it yellow side up.
Yep.
The other way around, logo out.
Oh, logo out, of course.
And just clip it down.
Ah, that's it?
Yeah. And to turn it on, is that yellow button on top of that. Hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then the triggers here will go up and down for the speed. You can see the power is at the top one, so at the moment it's on top power, so if you press the bottom one, it'll go down to, and you can turn it all the way down to 0 if you wanted as well, if you just wanted to turn the electric off.
I've got, yeah. Well, that's a little bit easier on the other one, I must admit.
Yeah.
I did have trouble turning it on and off. I mean, I would have got used to it, but that is quite finger in the right place.
It's quite finger what?
Quite finger in the right place.
Okay, good. Safety briefing over, we decided to head out and go for a bit of a ride.
That was honestly like being a kid again, getting dropped by you. that image of you riding off into the distance was my childhood.
It was pretty good. 20 miles an hour I got there. I must admit, that was pretty good.
Yeah, great.
At this point, what we thought would be a really good idea would be to have a drag race.
Are you doing a push start?
I have to.
Alright, let's make it as fair as possible.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Up, get set, go.
Oh, I'll tell you how much I miss this.
One more for that.
Ready, steady, go. Oh, you only had me that time. I thought you rode 40 miles a day.
I don't have to race anybody.
By now you've probably noticed a very stylish new jacket my dad's wearing. Well, these are now available on saveoldbikes.com, along with all the stickers that we have, including some new ones as well, so go and check those out. No, my dad does not get a cut. At this point it did start to rain, and it was making me pretty miserable, but it's fine because this new Swytch Air is completely waterproof, so it didn't phase the battery or my dad. He stayed happy.
So as you already know, this is your actual birthday present. You're going to get to keep this bike,
Yeah, I know, it's pretty lush, I must admit.
but you're also going to get to keep the Swytch kit as well.
Oh, what is? Oh, brilliant, yeah.
No, the old one. That one's mine.
Yeah, you got to get it back off me first.
No.
No, you don't know where I live.
And that's that. That's the end of another video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for Swytch for sending out the kit for us to test out again. I hope you enjoyed this one. My dad had so much fun on this bike. I had so much fun on it as well, and it was really cool to kind of test out this smaller, more compact battery, which, to be honest, stands up to the old one as well. We actually put the old battery back on the bike and took it out the next day, and it was very, very similar. It's literally just like a weight difference, really, as far as what you're getting. So wicked, very, very cool. That video actually will be coming out soon. I want to talk a little bit more about kind of accessibility when it comes to bikes. I think the Swytch kit changed the way my dad rides a bike, and I think that's super, super cool. He's 63, I'm 33, and if you saw in that drag race, it kind of just levels the playing field a bit, which is just amazing. It really, really is. So yeah, there'll be more talks about this sort of stuff in the future. So if you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more of this type of content, feel free to hit the subscribe button just here. And if you can't wait till next week's video, this one is a particularly good one.